here we go. It's been a while. It has been a hot minute since I've been streaming. I need a fun mirror, but case. Put them out. Get them out of the way. Am I done? Oh, they're in my pocket. They're in my pocket. Alright. So, future plans. I'm wanting to start a company around 3D printing flight joysticks. That's the idea right now. We're going to do some air refueling while I brainstorm. Because air refueling, in my opinion, is fun. Where is my other joystick riser? Here it is. I have different joystick risers for my controller of different heights for flying because I don't have a joystick. Anyways, let's jump in. Let's get into it. I don't like that you can't zoom out. Is there a max POV of the camera that you can adjust? Hold on. I clicked quality and the game started to debate my choices. This is wonderful. We just started streaming. This kind of sucks. Anyways, custom joysticks. I'm wanting to. Obviously, a lot of the supplies I'll have to get off of AliExpress. You buy directly, pretty much directly from Chinese manufacturers, which everything's made in China anyways. So, and then it's a lot of high part count stuff. So not only can I start the joystick company itself, but I can also take and sell those components off as well to people that want to make their own joysticks, as well as any hat switches I might 3D print and make for the joysticks and everything. I can sell to people making their own joysticks. And then the joysticks themselves, I want to do like a simpler low poly version of some real life joysticks. And then I'm gonna find a good joystick that I can use for Simpleplanes, because I think with the hat switch I can do the next target and the target mode, and then I can have a rocker switch for the gun selection, and then a button for the gun trigger, and then the back button for rockets, bombs, whatever you have selected. Is this seriously like... Oh, here we go. Current. Okay. Oh, I just had to hit OK on that first. Wow. Okay, so there's nothing for... Is it... Oh, well, we can zoom in and out. We just, Okay, hold on. we're gonna go back to the build menu. This is what I like about Simpleplanes 2, is if you change aircraft, you don't have to go all the way out. Oh no. Ah, bananas. There we go. Problem solved. We're gonna try and get a hold of this camera. Missile locking, gun reticle, cockpit camera, auto center. Alright, so we're stuck with the narrow field of view. And I don't have enough room to move it back either. Okay, I don't know if... Okay, so our engine's already on. Two is our probe. 3 I'm unsure. Oh, I think 3 is our ACS. 5 is just seeing all that. 6 I'm not sure. 7 is cockpit. 8 is lights. Do we have a manual? Nope. Okay, let's get off the ground. And let's also see. We're gonna go set some buttons to trim real quick. VTOL trim. Trim up. Trim down. Here we go. Make sure our gear's up. Yep. Get slowed down quite a bit. We're gonna go towards the other island. Okay, my air brake's working. Good. And then I want to have like a control system that you can install to adjust the curve of like the input curve and everything, like how on DCS you can adjust it, so that you can adjust it for Simpleplanes, because I know Simpleplanes 2 does not have a linear curve adjustment that I'm aware of. Let's get a tanker in the air, spawn tanker. 243. We're going too fast. Still. We're gonna get the assist strength way down. 0 assist, why not? I'm gonna struggle a little bit today. Yeah, can we slow down more? Pretty please? Play Flappy Bird until we're going... Okay, we're going slow enough now, sure. Tanker. Oh, where's the... Wait, what? Oh. Okay, let's get back up there. It's going about 250 knots. So we're going to go 270. Because 3 is our ACS. Yep. Left side. Kind of have to fish forward a little bit because we can't see it. Try using some flaps and getting rid of some of these trim. Is that flaps? Yeah, okay. We're going to use flaps, get rid of some trim. It'll give us some... So, I mean, we'll be using higher throttle percentages, but we'll a little more slow. I'm gonna try my other joystick. Pull my other riser. The tallest one, I've never used it. We're about to. I think my dead zones are kind of whack. I don't know if you can change it. Controls. Oh, Jesus. Oh no, I touched a 0, now I can't get it back. Right there. Sensitivity. This is my yaw, so we can crank that up a lot. And then we're gonna have a bigger dead zone for the yaw. Because I don't need to move my yaw when I'm messing with my throttle. My throttle, I need down, and I need the sensitivity way down too. I'm not seeing anything change except for like snapping. get playtimes on Simpleplanes too. We'll get, this is right stick. What are my triggers for? Guns and stuff? I don't need them. I'm surprised it had that, honestly. Okay, here we go. Oh, that is... That's gonna take a second. Now I can use my old riser. God, I wish it... Hold on, we're gonna see if we can't... Right stick sensitivity. Oh, that did not. There we go. Wow, I'm honestly surprised how much stuff this has for your controller. It's all about controls. You get your controls right, you can do a lot. So don't ever think you're bad at something just because you can't do it, because there's a lot of variables to actually do it. Quiet, so we'll pull in a little tight. Down. Just to change aircraft. I'm pretty sure I did it with this one once. Interesting. I'm gonna change aircraft and we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna get in the F-18 probably, because I don't think I have the other JAS 39. Did I save it? No, I moved it. Okay, I did save the one that I put the boom on. That is also the correct side for the F-18, I'm pretty sure. The Jazz 39 is different because it's a Swedish aircraft. Already going too fast. Okay, do we have flaps? We do. I think the flaps are going to be a bit much. So we're going to keep those down pretty far. We're going to get up to about 230 and figure out where our trim needs to be. It's like flying perfectly. Okay, we got our fueler now. Turn assist strength all the way down. I'm gonna make sure the stream's working. I went this whole time without making sure. Oh, it is working. Thank the Lord. I'm gonna make sure the stream's working. I went this whole time. It sounds good too, thankfully. Oh, the tanker plane hasn't sped up yet. I have no air brake? Interesting. Here, we're gonna get this, take the flaps out. What happens when a former DCS player plays Simpleplanes? I honestly prefer the controls. Even though you can, on DCS, you can change your controls to whatever you want, and you can do the same on this, but after playing Simpleplanes 2, I tried to go and play DCS, and my brain was not braining with how I had stuff set up. Once you hit 20%, it just wants to go. What? Man, my depth perception is terrible. Oh, that basket's tiny. And too fast. We'll just stay right here. Try to without an air brake. I have no clue what our fuel was before, but we're full now. So we'll back out of that. And before we even got to the other island. Okay, our landing gear was up, thank God. Can we still see this? The one we came from? I almost want to go land on the carrier. I don't know what our interesting without vertical speed. We do have vertical speed. I just gotta look down the whole time. That works for me. Do you have a speed for a throttle? We do. Okay, I don't need this then. Wait, is our airspeed in knots? We're gonna leave them just in case. Well, we're gonna shut our engines down because, oh, that's what 1 does. 2 is that, 3 is that, 4 is lights, 5 is our air brake. Interesting. Landing speed for the F-18. Honestly, no clue. We're just gonna feel it out. We are still gaining altitude at 160 knots. Sweet. Terrible aileron control though. I'm gonna try 140. 3 is our hook, right? I did not go far enough. And I'm way too high. It's okay guys, we got this. I don't know why, but when you shake the controls sometimes it feels more stable. We're gonna do an express landing on the carrier. No approach. We don't need an approach. Our flaps are insane. Oh, wow, that arresting hook did not do as much as I thought it would. Well, We're just gonna have to reset that. That was interesting. You're supposed to go to full throttle after you land, in case you don't catch a wire. But that wire felt so soft that I didn't even know if I did it or not. Okay, we're gonna get slowing down. We're gonna put our air brake out. And this time, we're actually gonna keep it out. Get our flaps down. And we'll wait till we get our stick centered and that'll probably be our landing speed. 140, okay, sweet. I'll let go of my stick, going up a little bit at 190. So about 140 is going to be our landing speed. We'll get our hook out. We're coming up to this carrier so slow. Hold on, I gotta know what the landing speed of an F-18 is supposed to be. What's the carrier landing speed of an F-18? Haha!
50 to 170 miles per hour, rather than a
man, this is kind of accurate.
Fly by angle of attack, AOA.
Yeah, it's designated by AOA because that's how you get the arresting hook. That's why it's so hard to carrier land in DCS. This is why we're keeping our air brake out, because we would be speeding up right now. Oh, my gear's not down. It is now. Oh, I know I caught it. I need to increase my throttle dead zone. Do 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 do. Left stick Y. We're also that's the wrong one. Whoops. So sensitivity, that's the curve. So, like, on our first movements of the aileron, you can see it's just a little bit. But I can go to half stick and it's not half the rotation. But in the last half, it's a lot. Five. Get everything down. I cannot bring my probe in. I didn't put it on actuator when I made it. I just kind of built it. I don't know why people were complaining about this little hookup thing. They're starting to make Simpleplanes too. I kind of like it. It's in the bottom right for Simpleplanes too, though. Alright, flaps down. We'll trim all the way up. It's nice to watch like that. Even though this isn't like the main carrier variant of the F-18. We're gonna go see if we can butter. I'm gonna see. We just put everything out. Slow down as fast as possible. You don't even want to put your landing gear down at that speed, theoretically, but it doesn't matter in Simpleplanes. The approach is going to be hard because I can't see the runway. I feel like landing smooth is harder in Simpleplanes too because of the ground effect. I don't know if Simpleplanes 1 has ground effect or not. We're about to find out. Okay, we're going to pause real quick, switch view, and we're going to go like this. We're still on the brakes. I'm just not going to squeak them all the way down the runway. I don't like how much they squeak. I don't know if you can change the brake pressure or not. I'm going to look into it. Yeah, planes are pretty nice. I'm not used to planes. I'm used to helicopters, but then I got used to planes again, playing Simpleplanes too. And then I tried to fly helicopters in DCS, I think yesterday, and it did not go well. It wasn't terrible. I just was not steady at all. Alright, helicopter time. We're gonna mess around with the helicopter. I went and landed on the back of the frigate. I don't know which AH-1 I used to use. Does this have the rate? It does. I will say, I know for a fact this helicopter's underpowered. And when you're using the collective, if you go in like the top half of the collective range, the RPM will start to go down. So you'll be trying to hover, trying to get up to the frigate, and you'll have to sit there and bounce your collective because your rotor RPM won't stay the same. How much horsepower does the AH-1Z have?
The Bell AH-1Z Viper has a total output of 3,600 shaft horsepower. It is powered by two General Electric T70.
What is its consistent flight power?
In lighting and photography, consistent light power
Oh my God.
or continuous.
We're gonna do about there. Also, this rotor is like insanely skinny. Oh, the blade thickness is all the way up. Okay, is this counterclockwise? That's right then. American blades go counterclockwise, Russian blades go clockwise. It's weird, I know. I don't need the RPM of this switching at all. That just needs to stay the same. Wait, where are my pilot MFDs at? Did I accidentally remove them? Oh, okay, here we go again. Ignore that. Oh, I tried making my own cockpit. That's why. Something I should never try and attempt. Rate. So rate is basically, it's how the throttle is set up. How when you move the throttle, it goes up until you stop moving your stick and then it stays at where it's at. That's the same way the rudder, essentially, the tail rotor is set up on this. You move your yaw, and if you stop moving it, it stays at that half left input, or that 20% whatever, it'll stay at that. And the real AH-1Z has 4 rotors. Our lift is going to be all kinds of wonky. It's okay. We'll figure it out. One throttle. Let's see if our RPM changed a little bit on liftoff. RPM changed a lot. We're at 400 rotor RPM. If we do this, we're at 300. Oh, and it's pulled down. That's not okay. And we even increased it too. That's insane. We'll just jack that all the way up. Collective range 20%. I don't see any issues with that. 15,000 pounds, that's correct, relatively, almost, kind of. Okay, we're gonna do this. Some change, but we can hover without dying. That's all we need. look at the joystick, that is actually how I'm moving the joystick on my controller. See, now my RPM's going down and I'm having to move my collective a lot. Trying to hover out of ground effect. Okay, let's get out to the boat. Can we zoom out anymore? God dang it. You can, I like how you can zoom out and Simpleplanes too. I know there's a spawn point on the carrier, but we're just gonna do this. This helicopter's pretty dang fast. I'm pretty sure it's faster than the real one for sure. I think our collective range is a bit too high. Which we can't even change much at this speed because this is full travel. So this thing's barely responsive right now, but that's okay. Vertical speed went way down because we dropped it. Collective. But we need to slow down a lot before we get over there. Because they're going, I believe, about 40 knots. No, 40 knots is too fast. 25. 25 or 30. So we'll get down near the frigate. Zero practice. I have not played any Simpleplanes since my last stream. Well, I played one last session of Simpleplanes 2, but on the last day. It's very hard to gauge whether I'm catching up or not if you're looking at the frigate, but if you look at the carrier with the side of the screen, I'm most definitely catching up slowly. But I should probably speed up. My RPM is all over the place. This helicopter is only 1,500 pounds. Well, 15,000, not 1,500. It's a realistic weight. It just won't let you turn the engines. Is this the? This might be the small rotor. We might need the big rotor. sound effects starting to kick in. Oh, okay, we dropped it. That's okay. How close are we to breaking our rotors? Pretty close. We're gonna go over to the carrier. I turned my roll rate and pitch rate all the way down pretty much on the rotor because I remember wanting more precise control over hovering, and I didn't know that you could adjust the controller settings. Believe it or not, the hardest part of flying a helicopter is hovering. I never land far enough forward doing this. Oh, I did, kind of. This scale is so different. I don't know. Come on. Keep the rotor RPM up. You can also auto-rotate. I figured that out. Well, I don't know if you can in Simpleplanes 1. I don't think I have enough roll authority or pitch authority for it, but you can. We're gonna try. I'm gonna find a way to up the horsepower of this engine. Is this small heli main rotor? Is it the small one or the big one? We'll find out. It's the small one. Yeah, get out of here with that. Could I edit you, please? Pretty please. Hello? Hello? There we go. Four smaller right there. Yes. Engage at 5, 15, 15. Throttle input needs to be VTOL. Collective needs to be throttle. We're going to tap this a bunch of times. And then we're going to make sure this collisions as false so that it doesn't mess with the main rotor. There we go. I can live with that. Okay, oh, I forgot to assign it to 1 for the engine. Here we go, new rotor system. It looks like my rear rotor is barely turning. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, let's look at our RPM. I'm just playing with the collective and seeing how it responds under stress. Alright, what we're gonna do now, after that, all that, is, make sure this is at 350. We're gonna take our collective range down to like 13. Give some more roll rate and pitch. Wait a minute, I need to figure out, there's a startup, like how fast this spins up. I don't know where it is. Okay, sweet. I think you decreased that one on the max of the throttle. Potentially. Okay, we're gonna see how this goes. 25% liftoff is not right, and then the RPM goes down. That's so frustrating. Hold on. We're gonna go 4,000 horsepower because nothing's scaled right in Simpleplanes. Max out the tail rotor. We'll go 4,250-ish. Our collective range is still too much. We need to take off at like 35. Yeah, RPM just went down again. And it went back up. And now we're flying again. It's gonna go back down. That's the issue with trying to land, is you're constantly fluctuating that, not because of the other inputs, but because it just won't stay. Maybe, maybe it's the throttle governor. Hold up, disable. So now it's not going to try and govern the engine throttle. It's just going to be whatever I set it to. So I need to like, I can't just do this or it's going to overload and blow. Yeah. It's gonna blow up. So that's what the governor does. So we're gonna keep it at like 450. We need that throttle governor pretty bad. Well, hold on. If I yank that up, yeah, I can still overspeed it. So that's a throttle governor issue. I can actually also turn that off and auto rotate if I can do it right. I've done it in Simpleplanes too a few times. And that was with no throttle. I'm just going to let it spool down just for the proof that I didn't use any throttle. Also, the rotation of that and that are supposed to be linked because of a gearbox. So I'm excited to have, in Simpleplanes too, there's turbines with gearboxes and you can link stuff to the gearboxes. So I'm excited to have two different gearboxes. The rear rotor at 1/8 of a speed of the main rotor, 1/8 of that diameter, and actually have everything synced up. So that when you're auto rotating, the rear rotor will keep spinning properly. Because when you're auto rotating, that's how the rear rotor gets power. It probably spins a little bit from all the wind and everything, but I'm not sure about that. We don't need to restart, we just need to turn that. Not that high. Yep, not that high. So we do have plenty of throttle. Or plenty of power. So it's not a power issue. Can we change the collective speed? I don't think so. We can only change the range. We're going to put that at like 50 and see what happens. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if we hold it at like 40 something, we'll be able to overspeed the props. Yeah, that's the throttle governor. Wait a minute. I turned it up more and it changed. If I turn it up all the way, I think it's less of a problem now since I turned my cyclic range, or my collective range. The cyclic is the joystick with helicopter terminology. I want to know how much the creator stressed out trying to figure out what was wrong with their helicopter and why it kept doing that. does that in Simpleplanes too as well, which is crazy. Also, a nice little thing, which I have no clue how they did this. I can, oh, hold on, I need to turn my weaponry on. You can slave the turret. I have no idea how they did it. I just now kind of figured out how they did the collective and fuel Simpleplanes too, but I don't know how they do full, like, F-18 HUD, how the JAS-39 has its flight vector and everything. That's really cool. I wish I knew how to do it, but I don't. Back on, turn back slave off, and we don't have any other weapons, I forgot. Whoops. So we'll drop the collective, we'll keep a 0 vertical speed with our joystick, our cyclic. Spin around this windsock. Hold on. 40, 50, 60. Okay, we need to bring our collective range up just a tad. Just, let's see if we can do 7. We'll try 8. Sure, we'll do 8. I'm pretty sure 9 was too high. We're about to find out. Okay, let's see where we take off at. Empty weight should be... I like that. That felt good. This is everything that it's going to take to the amount of detail to make, like, more so simulation aircraft and Simpleplanes too. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to try and add VR support after launch. So I'm hoping it's like DCS where some players can play with the VR and they can play with others that don't. I asked my my phone if they have track IR support, and they allegedly do. So I would be someone that uses track IR, so I can still see my joystick if I'm using one. And it would still be realistic enough I can move my head around. Mainly on my flight sticks as well, I want to try and, back to that whole thing, I want to try and incorporate, like, I want, like, an Xbox stick on my joystick and on my collective, and for someone that, like, doesn't have, I mean, even if you don't have VR, even in track IR, when you get out and you're looking around, when your head is straight, you still want to look in different directions, so I'm pretty sure there's a master look around or something like that. But I want an actual joystick on both my joystick and collective so I can look around and move around when I'm not in my aircraft, as well as look around for people that don't have track IR or VR while I'm in my aircraft. And it will still be right stick, you look around, left stick, you move. Just like literally everything else. Any game, that's pretty much the standard. Unless you invert your controls like a weird person. But yeah, this feels a lot better now with the collective like that. I'm sure I won't be able to go as fast, but it feels better. There's the throttle governor doesn't absolutely yank all the time, unless I'm like 100% throttle. I feel like I can still hover outside of ground effect. Like even right now, I'm going 200 knots. And climbing. But I feel like with the multiplayer, and hopefully they get their air-to-air refueling fixed, but there's a lot of capabilities and a lot of directions, lots of possibilities for Simpleplanes too, for sure. There's going to be a lot of people that just, they mess around with OP aircraft, and there's going to be some people that get no sim built aircraft and do VR and track IR and all those things. And they'll take off of carriers, go do a strike mission, hit the air-to-air refueling, land back at the carrier. I'm sure if the player count for multiplayer increases and it gets more optimized so that a lot of people won't lag it out so much, then I'm sure we could have like Cold War conflicts servers. There's a lot of possibilities because it does look pretty good. It's gonna be like VTOL VR, but you can build your own planes. Because now we have the MFDs you can put in your aircraft as long as with the targeting systems. So aircraft takes skill to fight and fly now. And the new aerodynamics engine takes a little more to get your aircraft to do what you want it to, especially if you got a realistic built aircraft. But now we're going to have the MFDs and everything. I've flown P-40 and a B-17 with World War II stuff. World War II stuff feels really good in it too. You can absolutely butter a B-17. Which I did on my first try. I had my buddy do an escort thing. It was a whole thing. Super fun. But I think that realistic planes are going to start peaking out a lot more, and I think people are going to have a lot more skill to fly now with groups, now that we can do formation flights and stuff like that, other than just dogfighting with OP aircraft, and not having to have any flying motor skills, really. That went so much smoother once we got over the pad. I couldn't tell where, like, the H was very well. That went super well. I also think, I don't know if we can map switches to stuff that's not, like, activation units. So, like, that's my slave to the back with the turret. If I was in first person. And that's on 3. This front one's on 4. That's just countermeasures. I hope these buttons we can take and assign them to stuff that isn't the activation groups. That or we can add activation groups that are not on this 1 to 8. We can add a 9th or a 10th that activate, say our engines are on a switch like my group 1 is, but it's not a group shown here, so you actually have to be in first person to actually click that. It would be a whole lot more VR friendly for like mil-sim aircraft if you want to start your electrical and then do your APU and then hit your engine switch, and as long as your APU switch is on, your engine will fire up. But that would need some coding stuff in order to do. You would have to go to the XML of the aircraft and do some stuff for that. But I'm hoping that we can go to the overlord thing and go to the activation group and put in, say, 9 and have it still work. I don't know if that's a thing we can do. Here, we're going to try that. I'm going to go to our engine start switch. Hold on. We're going to see if we can change it on this first. I don't know which one's our throttle. This is our VTOL. 9. Of course I need to get in the cockpit. No. Zoom out so we can do this. So we can swing our camera in. We're going to get rid of this switch, front and back. Going to get rid of this one because I don't feel like doing this to both. Overlord. Switch. Activate 9. Gonna go back. If this doesn't work, our engines just won't start. I'm pretty sure if we go to this, it'll show 9, activate 9 right there. We're gonna see if this works. I'm excited. That ain't supposed to happen. Those weren't supposed to start. Oh, okay. Oh no. How did my rotor not work? I don't think that's still on 9. Yeah, this is VTOL, activation group 0. Okay, that did not work. That's our throttle. This is roll, pitch, disabled, disabled. So that would be our trim and our throttle alternative. So I'm hoping we can put stuff that isn't on our 1 to 8, so we can have like 10 or 20 without having it on that little menu. Now that we can put on 1, put that on 1. Put this on 1. So right there, that's where that goes. And then top center, okay. So if this is center and this is right, it goes over there. That's a little far. And then these are actual code. I have no idea how any of that works. At least we're not looking at like the Jazz 39 cockpit. We're gonna save this. Just something quick. We'll get out the Jazz 39 because I'm interested now. Because I don't know how to code. This is a text box. I don't think so. No, thank you. Good job to whoever made that, because I could not. The chance of me making something like that are tiny. Get this up, over, and centered. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today.